Auzubillahi minash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Ya Fattah, Ya Fattah, Ya Fattah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa barik wa sallim. Rabbana zidna ilma. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hal 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay, so today we'll continue with our topic of Nun al-Tawkid, and we'll learn about the Fi'lul Nahi al-Muakkad. Last day we did Fi'lul Mudari Muakkad. So before we start a new topic, I want you, Sister Raisa, to please tell me what is Nun al-Tawkid and how many types of Nun al-Tawkid we have.
Okay. Nun al-Tawkid is when you put an extra nun to emphasize something in a sentence. And what else? It only works for Mudari and Nahi.
Not for Madi. Very good.
And not for Madi. And when we have Nun al-Tawkid, it is for future tense.
Yes, you translated it as future tense.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the more the emphasis increases when you put lam, and then if you put two nun, like you can go from how you explain, like from definitely to most definitely. So like the emphasis increases.
From surely to definitely.
Surely to definitely, and then definitely to most definitely.
Yes. Okay. Very good. Very good. Very well done. Okay. Sister Samia, can you give us the Nun al-Tawkid Fi'l Mudari chart? Nun al-Tawkid Taqila, not Khafif, not the other one.
Okay, I didn't get a chance to copy it, but I'm going to try and work it out from the. I'm going to try and do it from the Fi'l Mudari chart. Inshallah. Okay, so huwa yansuranna.
Yansuranna, good.
Huma yansuranna.
Rani. Huma is always alif. The dual are alif.
Yeah. Rani. So is there a kasra on the noon?
Rani. Like you have a voice of alif and the noon combined. Rani.
Rani. Hum yansurunna.
Runa. With a wow.
Runa.
Yes.
Hiya tansuranni.
Tansuranna. Yansuranna, tansuranna. There is always a fatha on the noon when we are talking about the singular.
Okay, all right. And then in the dual and the plural, it's kasra on the noon.
And the dual always kasra. In the plural, for male it is fatha, and for the female this is kasra.
Okay, inshallah. All right then. So hiya tansuranna. Huma tansuranni. Hunna yan. Okay, so a group of women.
Your grandmother, right?
Yeah, your grandmother, Nani. So hunna yan
Surnani.
Turnani. Okay, because there's a sukoon on the ra already. So
yes, Yansurnani.
Yansurnani. Nani. So anta, and this is now going to be fatha. Okay, anta tansuranna. Antuma tansuranni.
Yes.
Antum tansurunna.
Good.
Is fatha, yeah?
Yes. It's male, it's fatha.
Tansurunna. Anti okay, this is
Auntie Tina with the emphasis.
Okay, so anti tansur rinna. Antuma tansuranni.
Good.
And antunna tansurnani.
Tansurnani. Good.
Ana تنصرن and نحن ننصرن.
Very well done. Very well done. I'm so proud of you. You have done it really well. So this is what we studied yesterday, and today we'll see how the nahi chart will look like, right? And who will tell me when we're talking about the failul nahi, which rows of the failul mudari are we talking about?
Just the anta and anti.
Yes. Why?
Because you can only tell somebody off if they're in front of you.
Yes, you can only tell someone to not do something when they are in front of you. You cannot forbid somebody to do something when they are not present. There could be suggestion, it could be an advice, right? But not be a forbidding. Very good. So now I want Sister Umme Habiba to please read for us from Fi'l Nahi al Muakkid.
Okay. Fi'l Nahi al Muakkid. The Nahi can be emphasized to convey the meaning don't you dare. For the second person, it will translate as don't you dare. And for third person, it will be translated as X should not at all.
Okay, so here say when we're saying the Fi'l Nahi, we're saying you don't do that, right? Don't do that. You don't say that don't do that as a command. But when we are putting an emphasis, it means don't you dare do that. If I say don't do that, it means that I'm just telling you not to do that. But I said don't you dare do that, it means that if you do something, there will be some consequences, right? Don't you dare do that. It's the highest level of a forbidding. You can say that. So when we have emphasis in Fi'l Nahi, our noon in Fi'l Nahi, extra noon in Fi'l Nahi, it means you are absolutely forbidding somebody to do something. Like, don't you dare do that. See, the intensity is rising. And similarly, when we are doing in the third person, we say we cannot forbid somebody to do something, but we can advise. So we say I should not do why. Like I can say that the Ali should not beat Hussein, right? So it is just an advice. Yeah, Ali should not teach Hussein. It's just an advice. But if when you are having extra noon in there, it should not at all. Like something and you're telling them, oh, this will be so bad if they do it. Like you're just advising them or recommending them not to do something. But what you're saying, you are putting an emphasis like, oh man, they shouldn't be doing that at all. So this is why the emphasis come in, and that emphasis in Arabic grammar of should not at all or don't you dare is just translated by a additional one harf, which is a noon. So you add a noon and the intensity grows. Please, sister, carry on.
The fail is constructed the same way as the mudare, and ela is added before it. Take a look at the chart below.
Okay, so failul nahi, when we constructed failul nahi, what was that? We have fail mudare in the lightest form, and what did we have? Allah before it, right? So when we have a fail mudare in the lightest form and Allah before it, it is what failul nahi. But when we are doing it now, we are putting Allah before it. And what we are keeping the chart as it is that we had as a failul mudare muakkad. See, this chart, the part here, the U part will remain the same as here. And you have a la before it. Okay?
Okay.
So now please.
Anta la tansuranna. Antuma la tansurunna.
Tusarani. Antama la tansurani.
Tansuranni. Antum la tansurunna. Anti la tansurinna. Antuma la tansuranna. Tansuranni. Anti Antuma.
Where are you? Antuma la tansurani.
Antuma la tansurani and antum, but here written antun.
Antunna.
Antun. Okay, antunna la, yes. Antunna la tansurnani.
Naltunturnani. Even if you remember the Failul Nahi chart, you will say the Anta la tansur. So here what you're adding? A noon with the double shadda, that will be Antansuranna anyway. Antuma lantansurani, if you had in Jabal Noon, we have la tansura. And that we have la tansuru will become la tansurunna. So it's easy if you want to remember it with the failul mudari mokkit chart, or if you want to remember it through failul nahi chart. Anyway, the result will be the same, because what you have to do, you have to add a additional double noon in the end.
Ustada, in Tajweed, when there's a mud before shadda, you don't pronounce the mud, you just go straight to the shadda.
Yes.
So it's tansurani, even though it's written as rani, but
There is
the way you
no,
pronounce
it is not a mud here. I'm not sure how to pronounce it correctly, if you know, but it's not a mud here. It's a single alif. Alif mud is a long voice, right? There is alif is closer to the fatha, but not as short as fatha. Right? If we say tansurani, it will be la tansur anta tansurani, and antuma lantansurani will be the same voice. So that's why you have to make a bit more, a long voice for alif, then it is not resembled with the fatha.
Okay.
Okay? And we are not saying tansurani, we say tansurani. Tansurani and tansurani should sound a bit different. Okay?
Then the example.
Okay, thank you, Sister Mabiba. I want Sister Hodma to do the example because she was not there with us yesterday. So this way I can explain it to her. Sister Hodma, please.
Okay. ولا تحسبن. So تحسبن is
First of all, sister, you read it a whole thing first, and then try to do that. Okay?
ولا تحسبن الله غافلا عما يعمل ظالمون.
Okay, now just start part by part, okay?
Okay, so waw is a harf, la is the lam of nahi, because the next word is a fi'l mudari by it starts with ta, and it's a fi'l.
Very well done.
تحسبن. So the fi'l, originally was تحسب. تحسبوا. So
you added the emphasis of double noon, so it will become tahsabanna. And what is your when you say tahasabu, what is your inside doing?
تحسبوا is huwa.
No,
not huwa. Sorry, we're doing. It's only second form, isn't it? It is.
Because when we have ta beginning and the sound ending, then what do we have? We have two options, hiya or anta, right? Since we are talking about nahi, it cannot be hiya, it is what? Anta. So we have anta tasabu or anta tasabanna.
Okay.
So fi'l and fi'l is tasabu, and our file is anta. Okay? Now.
Okay. ولا تحسبن الله, and then Allah is the fa'il.
The word
the word Allah is the maf'ul bihi.
Maf'ul bihi.
غافلا is a fi'l again, but it's ماضي.
غافلا is ending is what?
Oh, sorry, غافلا is an ism because it ends in فتحتين.
Okay, so Allah and غافلا has a connection?
Allah غافلا. It's not an إضافة. It Allah. Yes, it would have a connection.
How? For ism and ism connection, it can have idafa, or we can have mawsuf sifa, or we have ism al-shara mushar alayhi.
So it's not ism shara mushar alayhi. It's not an إضافة fragment.
It's
mawsuf sifa.
It doesn't look like mawsuf sifa.
No, because it's ghafilan and Allah.
Allah is Allah is proper and ghafilan is common. So it's
Common,
not
yes.
so it means
They
that
don't have a connection.
there's a break.
Yes.
So either and jumla failure is ending at wala tahsabuna Allah and another jumla is starting, or we have another jumla starting from Allah ghafilan, right? So now when you analyze it later, you will tell me where the jumla failure is ending and where the jumla ismiya is beginning. Okay? From Allah
Okay.
or ghafilan. You will tell me later when you do the other parts.
Yep.
Okay.
Amma. I don't know what that is either. Ma is what? I don't know what the ayn. The purpose of
Amma
the
is
ayn.
again is like whatever we say, whatever kind of a meaning, you know, whatever. Amma is whatever.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
words have
amma.
different kind of meaning, right? They will.
So it's amma of a harf.
Is a word, but you know, ayn is a harf connected with the amma. So leave
Okay.
amma at the moment and move forward, please.
يعمل is a fi'l مضارع.
Mm-hmm.
That's with the ya.
So what does it look like to you? Well, because if this is fi'l mudari coming, then what do you think? Is the jumla ismiya ending somewhere and then jumla failure beginning or something?
I would say ولا تحسبن الله
Mm-hmm.
and then غافلا عما يعمل
Mm-hmm.
ظالمون and then الظالمون is a ism because it starts with al.
Okay. How would I say that? That sometime they are we do the abnormal sentence structure and complex sentence structure. We say that sometime our maf'ul is what? A jumla? Maf'ul can be an ism.
You
Maf'ul
said
can
the
be a
khabar.
statement and
Khabar can be.
No, when we did the jumla failure, we said that our maf'ul can also be a sentence.
Yes.
We did on Thursday, right? Last Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So this here, Allahu ghafilun is our jumla failure, a jumla ismiya, which is a khabar of which is a maf'ul of tahsabanna.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Allah ghafilun, Allah is mubtada, and ghafilan is our khabar.
Okay,
And
but
why this is rafa? Why this is nasab, not rafa? Because it is coming as a maf'ul, and maf'ul are always what? Nasab in status.
yes.
So Allah ghafilan, and if you say Allah is unaware, ghafil means unaware. Allah is unaware, so it is the maf'ul bihi for tahsabanna.
Okay.
Okay.
How did you know that there was a connection between the two?
Because when you say Allah and ghafilan and you say amma ya'malu zalimuna, amma if I see it as whatever or whoever, right? So it's a meaning of, you know, about what, or you know, is something like that, right? So it does not have a connection. It is coming before ya'malu, and the question word you say and this kind of word connected with the fail. And now ghafilan and amma ya'malu does not have a connection. Now I'm looking at Allah and ghafilan separately. And then without even looking at the translation, I can say Allah ghafilan is mubtada and khabar, which is a sentence of jumla ismiya. And jumla ismiya is the maf'ul of tahasabanna, because it is answering to something like what or who, right? Without even looking at translation, I can say that. But when I look at translation, you will say wala tahasabanna, don't you dare. Hasaba means to think. Tahasabanna means don't you dare think that Allah is unaware. Allahu ghafilan. Ab now Allah is unaware of what? Is amma ya'lamu zalimuna. So amma is about what or whatever. And now go for ya'malu.
يعمل is it غافر عما يعمل.
Now you give me ya'malu. What does ya'malu look like to you? It's a fi'l or
يعمل
a
is like a fi'l مضارع.
fi'l mudari. Yes, please. What's the
and
file here?
يعمل. It would be هو
Huwa.
الظالمون is the ظالم, the people that do dhulm.
Yes, the oppressors.
The oppressors, yes. And that is plural.
That is plural. And that what is it related to ya'malu?
Oh, so the يعمل is the fi'l.
File is huwa.
The fa'il is who, and
Zalimuna.
is the maf'ul.
This is maf'ul bihi because it is nasab, right? Zalimuna.
Yep.
Okay, so now you see in this translation, amma ya'lamu zalimuna is what the wrongdoers are doing, right? What are the wrongdoers are acting, or what they are doing. Amal means act or action or doing something, and zalim is wrongdoer. So when you say wala tahsabanna allaha ghaflan amma ya'malu zalimuna, so this is, you can see the intensity that Allah is saying that don't you dare think that Allah is unaware of the wrongdoers. So this is the intensity, the wrath of Allah has increased so many times that Allah is saying that don't you dare think that. It's not just Allah said don't think that. Allah is saying don't you dare think that. And this whole intensity in this translation is coming from what? The nunul khafifa in the end. Nunus as not sakhila in the end. Double noon. Tasabanna. Is everybody clear on that?
Al-Zalimuna is in Rafa form.
Al-Zalimuna is in Rafa form because Al-Zalimuna is not maf'ul. Al-Zalimuna is what? Is a fa'il. I want somebody to spot it, and mashallah you did it. Al-Zalimuna is what? Al-Zalimuna is a fa'il because Ya'malu is what? Huwa form?
Yes.
And who was that, Sister Habiba?
Yes. Yes.
Give yourself a star for that.
And yeah, this is outside door, no?
This is an outside door because Az-Zalimuna, I guess would be a maf'ul. What would be? Zalimina.
Yes.
Right? So that is why. Very well spotted. I was just quiet. So I should tell you later with somebody to spot, but mashallah you did it. Alhamdulillah. Very well done.
So Ustada, ya'malu, what does ya'mal means?
Amal.
Do, amal, so
is an
do.
act. Yeah, ya'malu is the mudari that by ya beginning. Ya'malu.
Yeah, so the act, what the wrongdoers do. So that translation, it should be not unaware of the wrongdoers. Oh, because they've joined it. They've done wrong and doing.
Yeah,
Or what the
wrongdoers.
oppressors do, right?
Yes, that oppressors are said.
What they're doing, what the oppressors it's a present, it's a mudari. So yeah, what they're doing,
does, right? The oppressor do.
What the oppressors do or what they're doing. Okay.
Yes, so they constructed as wrongdoers combined with oppressors do.
Miss, I think someone is trying to join the class.
Okay.
Sister Parveen.
Okay, she's in.
So just to go over the sentence level labeling. So we start off with jumla fi'liya, with the fi'l nahi, and then so we have the fi'l fa'il, and then Allah is the maf'ul bihi, and the ghafilan is maf'ul bihi. Allah ghafilan is jumla ismiya as maf'ul bihi. So Allah, but then how jumla ismiya, then how do we say what's the mubtada if it's in nasab status?
Because when you have is coming it as a maf'ul bihi, we know it's in nasab status. The nasab is telling us it's a maf'ul bihi, but Allah ghafilun, we know Allah is if it's not a maf'ul bihi, it should be Allahu ghafilun, right?
Yeah.
So that's why it is mubtada and that is khabar.
So when it's so do we say fi mahalli in this case if we're
This is fi
doing
mahalli.
like
This is fi mahalli maf'ul. Allahu fi mahalli rafa. Allah is fi
Yes.
mahalli rafa. Ghafilan is fi mahalli rafa as well.
And then we have, so that's the end of the jumla ismi, and then amma ya'maluna zalimuna. So amma is a harf.
Amma is a word. You know, ma is
Oh,
what?
ism.
So sometimes we use ma as a question. When you say ma, what as a question, what are you doing? And when we say, what are you doing? Our reply say what you are doing, right? So sometimes what is a question word, sometimes what is what? It's just a word. So here it's not ma, it's an amma. It's about what or whatever you can translate it as. Okay? It's not a harf, it's a word.
But it's got to be either ism, fi'l, or a harf, right?
You know what? Sorry, what did you say?
It has to be either ism, fi'l, or a harf. So it's the ism then if it's not a harf.
I'm not sure it's an ism, but I will call it can be called as an ism, but like, you know, it's a word. You say what is an English as a noun, but they are not verb as well, right? So there are some words which does not categorize as a name of something or an action, but they are just words to help you, but they are not
So it's a harf then.
harf is something that does not hold a meaning by itself. But I say what.
But what? Yeah, what does? I see what you mean, because you can say what.
You can
as
say
just
what. Yeah, when I say
sentence.
for or with, I have to add something. But I can say what
I
as
can
on its
say
own,
what.
right?
Yeah. I see where it. Can you find out, please?
I will try to look at this. What it is, but I think most probably they will call it a preposition or a relative pronoun or something like that. Okay, functional word they call it mostly.
Okay, then. So and then ya'malu zalimu. So ya'malu has a fail file, and al-zalimuna. So this is a jumla failure now, and it is. How is it in relation to?
The la tasabanna?
It's maf'ul.
Okay.
It's maf'ul bihi.
It is complicated. We have not studied that time level of Arab as yet. That's why I didn't put it through, because otherwise people get confused. But the thing is, when you look at amma yalamuna zalimuna, whatever the wrongdoers are doing, when I say don't you think Allah is unaware, it's one part. Allah is unaware of what the wrongdoers are doing, so they can connect it, right? So ghafilin amma yamaluna zalimuna, unaware of the wrongdoer doing, so that'll become another part of ghafilin amma yamaluna, may have a connection. One khabar is Allah is ghafil of what, then it's a question coming in again. So this is like is again maf'ul for tasabanna.
Okay.
But this maf'ul is jumla fi'liya, and that maf'ul is jumla ismiya. Do you see?
Yeah.
So
I got it. I just wanted to see in relation to the tasabanna. I got it now.
Okay. Now, but I don't want to explain it because we haven't done that complex labeling yet, so people will get confused if I try to explain it now.
Alright, sure.
Okay.
So you just said a question. So can amma be like a question type of a thing? Here like amma yatasaluna, like that.
Amma, okay, ma is a question word, but when we have I before it, the meaning is not like direct questioning. It's like when you
Oh,
see when you,
Ustaza, something just clicked. An, right, is harf of jar. So it's like an and ma together because an means about, right?
yes,
Yes.
yes,
So
yes,
it's like
yes.
the harf of jar and the question word is together. So and then because of tajweed, you have to get rid of the noon, right? An and ma.
That is a good explanation. That is a good explanation. Like I was saying about what, so or whatever about what. So that is un plus ma. Very good, very good, very good. This is like a good explanation to it. Un plus ma.
Stella, I was just looking it up. It says that the ain is a preposition and the ma is a relative pronoun.
So that is what it is. That is an is preposition. Why preposition?
So
Because
understand
harf
that.
jar an and plus ma is our question word. There's going preposition to it, but question words are question word. They are not described in Arabic as prepositions. Okay, you're looking at attitudes, Sister Hodma.
No, I think I posted in the group. There's an app.
Okay,
I said
so
obviously it's not
I
in the
think the
Quran.
best way to describe it as how Sister Samia said that it is un plus ma because un is our as our refrigerator, which is about, and ma is a question word what. It's about what. It literally translated as about what or whatever, right? So this is un plus ma. So it's a combination of two harf plus word. It's a harf plus word, right? Is that clear, everyone?
Yes, alhamdulillah, we worked it out.
Yeah, mashallah, mashallah. This is the best explanation to it. I think that is. So now I want Sister Parveen Amin. Assalamu alaikum. Are you just?
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, Ustaza?
We are good, alhamdulillah. Are you just listening or you're participating as well?
No, I just entered and I'm just thinking what's going on. So
Okay, no problem. Just please listen to the.
because yesterday class I didn't listen the recording too.
Okay, so now you cannot, understand what we are doing. So it's okay, but just keep on listening. You will be, inshallah, come to understand. Now, Sister
Inshallah.
Raisa, can you please do the next one?
Yes, of course. فلا here فلا تغرنكم
الحياة الدنيا.
الحياة الدنيا. Okay. So here,
First thing first, what is fa? Fa is a harf.
It's a harf.
Okay.
There's the la and تغرن. تغرن. So here the fail is the تغرن.
Okay. Yes. So تغرن is what? Is the beginning is fi'l mudari?
Yeah, it's fi'l mudari.
And it has la before it, so it's a fi'l mudari. It's fi'l nahi.
Fi'l nahi.
Very good.
And so the fa'il is تغرن. So it's ta. It's here or anta. It's
yes. So when we have nahi, can we have here?
when we have nahi, we cannot have here. So it's anta.
It's anta. Very good.
And the maf'ul bihi is kum.
Very good.
Al-hayatu.
Okay, now you have to tell me that noon is tagurru would be the would be our fi'lul mudari, but we have tagurranna, which means that it is fi'lul nahi muakkad, right?
Fi'lul nahi muakkad, yes.
Okay, or you can say fi'lul nahi with emphasis, right? As you want to remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then al-hayatu and ad-dunya. So al-hayatu dunya is two ism. Dunya, so it's not mawsuf sifa al-hayatu ad-dunya. It can be an idafa fragment.
For idafa fragment, what are the conditions? Mudaf or mudaf?
Al-hayatu ad-dunya. It was with the al.
So it cannot be mudaf, right?
It cannot be mudaf.
And the third one is ismul ishara musharun lai. We do not have ismul ishara musharun lai.
No, we don't.
When you say it is not a masuf sifa, how do you say it it's not a masuf sifa?
Al-hayatu ad-dunya. Sorry. Dunya, because wait, the first word is
status, number, gender, type. Start with status.
Okay, so al-hayatu, it's Rafa. It's female.
Yes.
And it's singular because it doesn't have a reason to be.
Yeah, because the ending is the singular.
And then ad-dunya.
And now what about the fourth property? Status, number, gender, and type.
Oh yeah, type al. It's what's it called? It's not common. It's proper.
It's proper. Okay. Four properties for hayatu is rafa, singular,
feminine, and proper.
Oh, good. Now two for ad-dunya.
Ad-dunya, it's one of the word from the Arab setzer, so it's feminine. I'm confused about the status. That's why I cannot say if it's.
Okay. So you remember the dunya. You say the alif in the end.
Yeah.
So when the words are ending in alif, can you say the status?
Don't remember.
What about the flexibility?
The non-flexible.
They are not flexible. So this could be a subject, okay?
Oh yes. The words ending with alif, yeah, it's non-flexible.
Good.
Okay, so it's masuf sifa fragment.
So it is a masuf sifa fragment, right?
Yeah, it is. Yes.
So this is also a maf'ul for?
Maf'ul for the verb.
The taghuranna, right?
Yeah, taghuranna. So it's maf'ul bihi.
It's maf'ul. We'll see what kind of maf'ul it is. Don't rush for maf'ul bihi, because you do not know what is it answering to. It could be maf'ul bihi. I'm not saying you're wrong. But no rush, okay? For kum, we know it's a maf'ul bihi because the attached pronouns are always maf'ul bihi.
Yeah.
So now, if you look at the translation, fa means so or then. La tahuranna. Tahuru means deceive, to deceive.
Okay.
So we first say la tahuranna. Here you say it is not anta, it is here. Because the translation is should not at all.
Yeah, should not.
And we could not. You were right saying it anta because the la first thing give you is it should be anta. But since the context is not here, so we do not know this anta or here. So the translation is saying it is here because they had this is a part from a Quran. So they have the previous part of an ayah before and after to explain it. Here, right?
Okay.
So that's why it is explained should not at all.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
So la taghuranna should not at all. The lowest al-hayatu ad-dunya. Now, who will tell me what is al-hayatu ad-dunya here? If it is here.
It is what?
If the taghuranna is inside pronoun is here.
Okay.
So what is al-hayatu ad-dunya here?
Yes, their lowest line.
No. Don't give me the translation. Just look at the Arab and tell me that what is al-hayatu ad-dunya related to taghurannakum if the taghuranna is inside pronoun is here.
Can I try? So?
I know you know the answer. You're not gonna try. You know the answer exactly. Somebody else other than Sister Hamida and Sister Samia.
The outside door because it's in here form.
It's in here form and it is hayatu is rafa. Ad-dunya is also rafa because of that. And you cannot separate them. So al-hayatu dunya is our outside door. Okay.
Yeah.
So now you say. So.
Oh, okay, I understand.
the lowest life, they should not at all deceive you all.
Okay.
See how the translation come into being?
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, I see that.
Everybody else, is that clear? The rest of the class, Sister Hodma, Sister Parveens.
Yes, Sister Zai, please.
So this should not is
It's not
the
should
fact
not at all. It's not just should not. It's not at all. Emphasis is here because of the tahuranna.
no.
It would be la tahur, ta tahuru,
Mm.
la tahur. It
That
should be la
would
tahur. La tahurkum, tahur, then will be have iyakum, right? You cannot put tahur and kum together. Or we have to give a word to it, attach with it, a letter to attach with it. So that's why we have the emphasis here. Should not at all. Okay, so far so good. Is this topic of failul nahi, nunut tawqi clear to all of you?
I've got a bit of catch up personally, but I hope so. It seems a bit tricky.
So this is still an abnormal structure, right?
No, this is not an abnormal structure. This is a normal structure.
Oh, okay.
But thus, when you find some additional noon in your failul mudari format, whether it is failul mudari or it's failul nahi, then you have to put extra emphasis in your translation or your understanding of an ayah that this is not just a sentence, it is an emphasized sentence. The intensity has increased in your conversation. Okay?
So did you explain it yesterday, I think?
I explained it yesterday about the fail mudari muakkad.
And noon ka takid, okay.
Yes, nun takid.
Okay, inshallah.
Khafifa and sakila.
Okay.
When you listen to recording, you will understand, inshallah.
Inshallah, jazakallah.
No problem. Now, Sister Samia, I would like to do the first one of the drill. In this drill, we have to give us what is the inside pronoun. And
Excuse
we
me,
have to sorry?
yes, I have little doubt because we learned that la we can put only in front of the anta form. But here is la put it on before the here form.
We never said that we cannot put la before the third person pronoun, but we studied that in the heading of X should not Y. And I explained it just before we started the topic that you cannot forbid someone, but you can advise someone to do something through somebody else. Right? If you're not in front, if I'm talking to you, you're in front of me, I say, Sister Mia Biba, you should not fall asleep in class, right?
Okay, now I do it.
But if you're not here, you're absent in the class, I can say, Sister Raisa, so please tell Sister Habiba that she should not fall asleep in the class. Then what I'm doing, I'm advising you, I'm not forbidding you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So inshallah, sometime it happens. It's okay. Sister Samia, please start with the la yaqulunna.
Okay, so يقول is يقول is I don't know how to start it. Okay, يقولون it can be plural because the dhamma on the lam.
Very good. So it can. What should be the pronoun? Ya beginning and waw.
And waw on the lam, then it should be hum.
It should be hum. So our answer pronoun is hum.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. And you because since we are studying, you have to tell me the la of emphasis and the
so
noon of emphasis.
In the lam. So noon التوكيد and lam التوكيد. There's double emphasis.
Yes, very good. Because since now we know yakulu is a pronoun, you can identify it, but it's good to say it since we are learning.
Yeah.
Very good. And now, Sister.
Can I try, Ustaza? Second one.
Yes, please.
Is the nahnu because indicate the noon la nazi'anna
Yes, the noon beginning is
Inside is noon and nahnu.
it's nahnu. It's very good. Very good. Now, sister Parveen Maruf. La tubayyinunna.
La tubayyinu has got the on it, so it should be antum.
Antum
Tubayyinuna.
nunna, right? Very good. Antum.
Yeah, it's nunna, so it should be antum.
It should be antum because the wow is replaced by the dhamma.
The dhamma, yes.
Okay, and the lam of faces and no one of faces we have in the
Yeah.
end.
So you should never, definitely not.
Definitely not.
Pass out whatever it means.
Very good, very good. Yeah, that's good. That's good to include as well. If you say it's not la tabayyan, it's not negation here. It's not lam alif. It is just
It's
la of
la-
emphasis. It's not the la of negation. It's la of emphasis.
Yeah.
Okay. Sister Habiba.
La takulanna. La takulanna, it is ta and anna, anta or here form.
La taqulanna is anta or here. It could be anta or here. So if it's how would you say if what is the la and the noon here?
Oh, it is here form, so should not. No,
It
there.
could be here. It could be anta. So what is a la? What is la here? Is la of emphasis or la of nahi?
Okay. La for la, it is for anta form.
It's la of negation, right?
Yeah.
The first of all you have to identify what the haruf is. This la is la of negation, right? And in previous one that la was la of emphasis. There is la and this la is la of negation. So we are talking about fi'l nahi here. It's not fi'l mudari, it's fi'l nahi. So taqulanna can be you not there at all or you should not at all. It could be both, any of it, because we do not know it's hiya or anta. Okay.
Okay.
Sister Isa. No, Sister Hodma. Sister Hodma. I want you to do this without ukaffiranna.
لا أكفرن. Is that أنا? Is it inside pronoun?
It's ana because of alif.
Because of
Beginning.
alif, yeah.
Yeah. And the ranna ending, the fatha ending. Fatha on ra. Fatha on ra.
مرة.
Good. And then what is the la doing here?
It is lam التوكيد.
It's lam of tawkid because it's connected with akfiranna of hamza. It's not lam alif, it's lam with hamza. Good.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now sister Parveen, no, sister Isa. La tus'aluna.
Alumna. That would be anta or here from.
Okay, so what is if ta is beginning, how many ta beginning do we have in fi'l mudari?
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And 9. No, 8. 8, 8, 8.
Yeah.
Not hunna, right. 8, 8, 8. We have 8. So you say it is anta, but just looking at the tab in beginning, but what about the ending?
Alumna. We have now.
We have na for everything. What do we look at? We do look at na ending. Do we look at na or do we look at the word, the harf before it?
The harf, yeah. So it's dhamma and the lam. So it would be antum.
It's antum because of the dhamma, right? Yes, very good. So our inside pronoun is antum. And what is the la here? La of emphasis or la of negation?
Yeah. Lam al-tawkid.
Lam al-tawkid. Very good. Sister Samia. Next one, please.
Okay.
يبطئن.
يبطئن. So this is going to be هو.
It can be
يبطئن.
Yes,
So
it
it
is
can be
هو.
هو.
It is هو, yes.
We have the lam of توكيد and نون التوكيد.
Very good. Sister Parveen Amin, would you like to try the last one? Okay, Sister Parveen Maruf, can you please try the last one?
We have lam of tawqid and then nu, so it's nahnu. Nudkhilanna, and then we have the noon tequila at the end. So it's la nudkhilanna.
Okay, this is Nun
We
Tawkid.
should definitely enter.
Enter. The Dkhala, Yudkhilu is to enter. Very good. So this is where we are ending a topic of a Tawkid. We studied about the Tawkid in Fail Mudare and Failul Nahi. And tomorrow, inshallah, we'll end this chapter by this very small topic of distinguishing between Af'al and Asma. And tomorrow also, I will take the questions if you have any queries in this whole chapter of Fail Mudare, because this is a small topic and we'll have time. I don't want to start the passives tomorrow. So inshallah ta'ala, tomorrow please go through your notebooks, your lectures or recording, and is there anything unclear to you, please we can discuss it tomorrow. Okay?
And then quizzes on Tuesday?
I don't think we need a quiz for this.
Okay.
Yeah, because we already have a quiz. I don't think there's just few topics. We will cover it inshallah when we learn something new. So there's no need for a quiz. I don't think there is a need of a quiz. Do you guys want to have a quiz? Okay, let me finish recording.